World War I, we won World War II, we won everything in between, we won everything that came before.
Trump also called the deal to end the government shutdown a big victory. It doesn't look that way yet at the nation's airports, as Chris Van Cleve reports.
While eyes are certainly on Washington for the controllers and the TSA officers working without pay, their biggest question is when will that check come once this shutdown finally ends? For the airlines, trying to plan around these staffing issues that pop up without warning is a bit like trying to prepare for a winter storm without knowing where it'll be, when it'll hit, or how severe it'll be. And for flyers, it creates an awful lot of uncertainty amid lengthy delays and cancellations.
There have been at least 1,200 cancellations so far today nationwide. The House is returning to Washington and could vote on the package to end the shutdown tomorrow afternoon. Members will also be dealing with flight delays. Correspondent Natalie Brand reports on what comes after in the eyes of Democrats.
Now the question is, does a conversation, a larger negotiation over health care take place? There is the promise of a vote on health care in early December, but unclear exactly what that will be and whether it will move forward in the Senate or the House.
The NFL is enjoying a surge in interest overseas. Jim Krasula reports.
Over 700,000 people tried to get tickets for Sunday's first ever NFL game in Spain between Miami and Washington. Organizers say some 600,000 digital devices were logged on to try to buy tickets for a game in Dublin, Ireland back in September. The NFL is playing a record high 7 international games this season.
You might find more bargains during your holiday shopping at some big box stores. Business reporter Jason Brooks has that.
Target is looking to get a jump on Walmart and other rivals by cutting prices on 3,000 items for the holiday season, ranging from food to beauty and baby products. The move will further squeeze Target's profit margins, which have been under pressure in 2025, including declining sales in the second quarter. Target hopes the discounts will attract more shoppers during what company management has described as a highly volatile and uncertain economic environment.
New reports out today are indicating a listless labor market, with one estimate that 50,000 jobs were lost in October. That would be the biggest monthly decline in about 5 years. On Wall Street at this hour, stocks are mixed. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Take the next step forward in your career with great benefits and an award-winning workplace. Apply at careers.progressive.com.
Well, you might be getting overcharged at the grocery store. That's one of the stories coming up. But first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. In Seattle, a disabled vehicle is blocking a lane on the I-5 northbound express lanes. It's really not affecting travel times. Seattle to Everett is 27 minutes. Overall, volumes are very low due to the Veterans Day holidays, so your trip from Everett to Seattle is 27 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle 22, Renton to Bellevue 16, and your lake bridges are wide open. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. The family of a truck driver struck and killed by a group of teens fleeing Lakewood police are suing the city of Lakewood for $28 million. Mark Lindquist, an attorney for the family of Bohdan Vetrov, tells KIRO 7 TV.
They're also looking for justice, and they want to make sure that no other families go through this.
They say the 2023 chase violated the police department's own safety policies. A former Pierce County Sheriff's Major has pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of vehicular assault DUI for a crash in Graham. Prosecutors say Chad Dickerson hit an SUV with a family of 6 inside in July. Dickerson's attorney in court.
He is taking this case very seriously. He is 52 years old. He's married. He has been a long-standing member of our Pierce County community.
His next court date is in December, and a jury trial is set for January. You've waited for that special holiday gift only to have someone steal it right off your front porch. KIRO 7 TV's Eric Thomas with advice on outwitting porch pirates.
Check with your delivery company. For example, with Amazon, there's real-time tracking amongst other safeguards.
Another one is the hidden drop-off location, where you actually tell the drivers where to hide your packages on the front porch, so it's outside of public view.
Amazon is also working with the National Sheriff's Association, creating community-tailored resources to track porch pirates. We also reached out to FedEx, UPS, and the United States Postal Service, all of whom offer various options like signature confirmation and email alerts.
A Consumer Reports investigation finds that grocery stores are routinely overcharging you. KIRO 7 TV's Gary Horker spoke to one of the secret shoppers who helped with the probe.
Betty and the other secret shoppers started noticing a pattern.
This is one that was way out of date.
Betty saw the expiration date on the sales tags were often days or even weeks old. The entire 26-store Consumer Reports investigation, including Betty's, revealed expired, inaccurate sales tags on more than 150 items, from dog food to coffee.
Consumer Reports found that understaffing at stores contributed to the problem. Seattle mayoral candidate Katie Wilson has surged ahead of incumbent Bruce Harrell in the latest ballot count. She holds a 91-vote lead now. Harrell's campaign says they're focused on making sure every vote is counted. A separation of 2,000 or fewer votes triggers an automatic recount. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly cloudy skies today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 54 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO Newsradio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome to the show. Happy Tuesday, November 11th. Jake Skorheim here, Spike there.
Happy Veterans Day, my friend.
Yeah, happy Veterans Day.
Thank you. You as well.
We're going to be doing a lot of stuff today. We're going to get into first things first here in a second. At 12:49, I thought it would be really nice. I have a bunch of people in my family, Spike, I know you do as well, who we want to remember today on Veterans Day. So we thought we'd have a chance to kind of chat a little bit about that later on this hour.
That'd be great.
Awesome. Fantastic. All right, so we'll get into that just a little bit later, so tune back in for that. Right now, let's just jump right into first things first. Tons of stuff to talk about. This mayoral debate is insanely close. We talked about this yesterday. There was a possibility, we were watching these votes as they're coming in slowly, all these dumps coming in, of there being a triple-digit lead, maybe even a double-digit lead. And right now, in the Seattle mayoral race, Katie Wilson has taken the edge. It's 133,469 votes to Bruce Harrell's 133,378 votes, which I think is separating them by less than 100 votes. It's about 91. Is that right, Spike?
That's exactly right, Jake. 91 votes.
91 votes.
And
over 200,000 people voted already. 91 votes separating them. That's insane.
And we have Luke Ducey with us who's got these numbers, and there's very few left to count.
And it's all going to be about which ones can be clawed back from being thrown out and all those questions. So we're going to ask us to, very excited to have Luke Ducey from KIRO Newsradio join us right now. Luke.
I am going to drop a deuce on everybody.
Welcome back to the show.
I love that you kept that.
Heck yeah, dude.
I love that.
That's your thing. That's Luke's thing. Welcome to the show, man.
Hey, it's good to be here.
What's happening with this mayoral race?
Geez.
How insane is this?
Razor thin. So this is the closest Seattle mayor race has ever been. And as of right now, in a race where literally, we always say it, it's like a cliche, right? Every vote counts. Get your vote in. Every vote counts.
They do, as it turns out.
There are 1,500 votes right now in Seattle, according to King County Elections. I just got off the phone with them not too long ago, that will not count now. 1,500 votes will not count in Seattle because they were turned in too late.
So there's no way. Oh, okay, because they're turned in too late.
Missed the deadline.
There are ballots that have mistakes on them.
Yes, there are another 1,700 out there right now sitting at HQ, at Elections HQ right now that are called curable votes. They involve like no signature on a ballot, or the signature doesn't look like it matches a voter registration. You're not going to get in trouble, folks, in order to cure it, to make it count. Haley Watkins with King County Elections says this is all that you need to do.
We need to be sure that they were the ones who voted their ballot. So it just takes a couple of minutes to resolve, but absolutely every vote matters. All it takes to win is 50% plus one vote, and we will see where these races end up.
So there's an Excel list. It's on a sheet. I looked at it the other a minute ago or so. My name's not on there, but it's you should check. You can go to King County Elections, and you can get the link, go on this Excel sheet, see if you're on there, and then just call them. They're not going to call you. You got to call them and say, hey.
Okay, let me ask you this question, though, because I did see that Katie Wilson's campaign, we did a story yesterday, she has 200 volunteers who are helping in this process to identify these people who have curable ballots. So will the campaigns reach out to people?
Yes.
Okay, so the campaigns might reach out, but the official election board will not reach out.
Correct.
Okay.
Now,
and anybody can check the status of their ballot.
Correct.
Whether it's counted or it's questioned, challenged.
It's fun. I did it. I checked, but I don't live in King County, so my name wasn't on the list.
Mine was there. Mine got in, got counted.
He doesn't live in King County.
I do.
Oh no, you do live in King County.
Live in King County.
I'm sorry, you don't live in.
I live in
you don't
Seattle.
get to vote in the
City of
Seattle
Seattle.
vote.
No, but make sure my vote got counted.
Yeah.
I got a new executive.
Your name got counted twice.
3 times actually, but let's not point
That's
fingers.
a joke. We're joking.
I am not suggesting anything nefarious here. I'm just saying when campaigns are involved and they're the ones that are left to look at the list and reach out and call certain people with the list. I mean, if I were running a campaign, I would probably look at a list and say, okay, who's most likely to vote for me? I'm going to reach out to them on that list and not reach out for everyone else. But
why would you reach out to a Katie Wilson?
Well, there's no way to know how that person counted, right? I mean,
I can tell you.
For the two, how
are they under 24?
Well, you can see where they live. So when you go on this Excel sheet, it's not just your name. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not just your name, it's your address too. You figure out where you can see where people live.
I would be willing to bet if you were going to flip a coin, I would be willing to bet that most 24-year-olds who live in Seattle voted for Katie Wilson.
Anybody under 25?
I could be wrong about that.
Okay, but that is that information part of this? Because it's just you and your address where you voted from.
Correct.
How much voter information is available to these lists of curable? There's 1,700 curable ballots.
You know what's crazy about this, which I was just thinking about? So these campaigns have 200 volunteers in Katie Wilson's case. There's something similar happening with Harold's campaign, although they're being a little less open about what their process is. You could identify the person based on where they live, right? You could also probably then seek them out online and find out what kind of posts they've made social media-wise to decide whether or not you're willing to chase them down, whether you think they'd be a vote. Because people are pretty vocal these days about just like every stupid thing.
Sure.
So they might have already expressed themselves online, in which case you would know exactly this is a person we should go and make sure this vote gets counted, or let's ignore that one.
What a unscrupulous. I mean, not what you're saying. But if you're a campaign,
that's what I would do.
If you're a campaign and you're looking and you see somebody on that curable vote list, oh, this guy, he's clearly he's a Harold supporter. I can tell by his social media posts.
He likes law and order.
Let's not contact him to let him know his vote is in question. I mean, that's the worst of our political environment.
That's what I would do. That's what I would do too.
I'm so naive I think people should. To me, I think both candidates, everybody who's on that curable, should get a call from King County elections themselves. Say, hey, your ballot has been questioned. It's curable. Do you want to do anything about it?
That's how
at least let people know.
That's how it should work.
Yeah.
Make sure every vote counts. You want the best, right? You want to know that you got someone best.
Well, especially when you're talking about something that's this close. You have
91 votes.
In this case, there's 266,000 votes that have been voted, and we've figured out who they're voting for. They're separated by less than 100. If it's that close, it's gonna it's 2,000 is the threshold, right? It's an automatic recount.
Yes.
Less than 2,000 apart.
Less than 2,000 in this race. Yeah. It also has to be like half a percentage point. But there's so many votes in this one that.
Okay. So if it's this close, it's not like there's 10,000 separating them.
Right.
Then the election board, it's not like you're trying to find 100,000 people.
No.
1,700 people doesn't seem that crazy.
Trying to find 92 people if you're Bruce Harold.
Well, even if there's a recount, think about this too. Everything is certified on the 25th of November. That's when the votes need to be certified.
Clock's ticking. Yeah.
Clock's ticking because if you have one of these uncured ballots, you've got until the 24th at 4:30 in the evening in order to call them and get that fixed. So in other words, if it goes to the 25th and there's a recount and you haven't done that, well, then your vote's gone. It doesn't count in a recount either if it's coming down to votes.
Let me ask you guys this question. How in a race this close, it has to be certified by the 25th. So you have until the 24th to get your, like you just explained. If you're these candidates, if you're Harold and if you're Katie Wilson, who have both, I understand, have both already retained law firms because this is going to be settled in court. There's a good chance this is settled in court. They can't possibly lean one way or the other before the 25th, right? We're just going to be waiting until the 25th. If it's this close, there's nothing we're going to see that's going to be definitive. Yes, this person won. Unless Katie Wilson in the next, how many votes do we have left to count? 8,000?
60 in Seattle. 6,800, I believe, are accountable, are accounted. I got to get my terminology right. Accounted votes.
So she's going to need like 2/3 of those, so it feels like she's at least 2,000 ahead.
And if trends continue like they have, then she will, if they continue, she will win most of these votes.
But will that get her to 2,000? Will she be able to avoid a recount? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Probably
Doesn't seem
not.
like it. Yeah.
It's just crazy that it's this close. Have you guys ever remembered a mayoral race? Has it ever been this close?
It's never been this close, ever.
Why do you guys think that is? Why do you guys think it is so close? I mean, we saw that late surge of voting. We talked with Laura about she went out the night before the election.
We dropped ours off the
night of the election, 8 p.m. Right is when they closed.
Yep.
She went out there. She's standing in a long line to cast her vote. She's surrounded by other people that are also waiting in line. So you have this huge surge of folks, probably Katie Wilson voters. Don't you think?
It seems to be the historical trends are that progressives vote later. But I was postulating in the newsroom that she was quiet on election day. Mayor Harrell was everywhere.
Or she just wasn't speaking to us. Well, who was she talking to on election day?
This is how I broke it down a while ago, about a week ago or 2 weeks ago or so. And so if we look at the primary, and it's probably apples to oranges a little bit, but if you look at the primary, she came out of the primary day one of returns with a 1% advantage. And then she won that primary by 10 points.
10 points, yeah.
So it was a 9-point swing. We've seen just about so we were all speculating early on in this election, on election day, okay, here's the first round, and Harrell has an 8-point lead, at that point 7 point something. So is there going to be another 9-point swing? Can we, like the primary, again, apples to oranges, maybe not, but we've seen close to it. But to your point, Spike, I always wonder if we haven't seen that 10-point swing like we saw in the primary with these later votes. We've seen close to that, but not quite 10. Can you attribute that to him in his last-minute campaigning versus she didn't campaign at the last minute, but he was everywhere. He was here in our studio like 2 or 3 times.
Spike made this joke. What were you saying? He was like,
it's like wallpaper. he was washing my car in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy was everywhere, and he spoke to. What's that one when he was trying to leave? And we were trying to get him. To be fair, we were trying to get him to leave, and he was hanging out. And we asked any undecided voters in the newsroom, and he spoke to every one of them.
He did. And
he's like campaigning.
He probably got their votes.
He may have.
Yeah.
There's also a thing about primaries. People feel more free to vote for because it's not the general election. And then when it becomes the general election, they get more serious about, okay, wait a minute. I get, what are my real values here? What do I really want to concentrate on?
Do you guys think, all right, so she's probably going to win, right? Are we all feeling that way? I'm feeling at least like I think Katie Wilson, she's already ahead right now. It doesn't look like he's going to be picking up more votes than she is at this point, which leads me to believe that she's going to win.
Reluctantly, I'm going to have to agree with you.
Yeah.
Because, when that first vote total, that first day, I mean, it looked impossible for him. All the pundits and prognosticators were like, he's got no chance. This is a foregone conclusion. Then he was up by 8. And I'm thinking, okay, and all he's got to do is hold on to, 50 or 47% of the returning ballots, and he'll hold that lead. And he hasn't done it, and it took her longer than
chipping away.
Yeah, it took her longer than I thought to catch him, but she's caught him, and now it would take a pretty seismic miracle.
What do you think? Did she win this race, or did he lose this race? Like I'm just if we stop the race right now and she won, let's imagine a world in which she wins, which is likely at this point. Let's imagine she has won. Did she win this race, or did Mayor Bruce Harrell lose this race? And that may be tough for you to answer, Luke, as a news person. But Spike, you and I can speculate
question.
on it.
I think it's an easy question.
What do you think?
I think he lost the race.
How
You're
so?
an incumbent running against a completely inexperienced candidate, challenger, completely inexperienced. You're an incumbent who, while you've made progress, hasn't begun to address the progress that the city was expecting and demanding. And then you ran a pretty uninspiring and mistake-laden campaign.
Can I
the whole hangry, operation, I want to know how hungry this 8-time burglar is. That's somebody losing a race.
That to me, if I'm looking back at the one point where I feel like he's trying, he's realizing they have internal polls and all these things that they're seeing that we're not seeing. He's realizing at some point during the campaign that the things that the people that she's talking to, it's working for her and she's gaining on him. Or if not, I mean, in the primary, she's already ahead.
She's way ahead.
So now he's having to figure out, all right, I got to plant a flag here in the late days. What am I going to highlight? And that clip from that debate where they ask him for a repeat offender, I think that was the thing. Yeah. That to me felt like the nail in the coffin for him.
Yeah.
I stopped taking him as a serious candidate at that point because even when somebody's telling you, you have 7 or 8 time repeat offender, what would you do to that person? How do you keep that person off the street? What do you do with that person to keep the people safe who are not breaking the law 8 times? And then this was his answer.
What is that balance?
So let me make something very clear. I was the one that sponsored the ban the box legislation when everyone opposed it because the criminal system has had a disparate impact on black and brown communities. Let me lead with that. So when this person is committing 6 or 7 crimes, I don't know his or her story. Maybe they were abused as a child. Maybe they're hungry. So my remedy is to find their life story to see how we could help first. I have no desire to put them in jail.
That sticks with people. And it doesn't get people animated. Like Katie Wilson's people were already coming out to her. They probably believe the same thing, which is fine. But for the Bruce Harrell people, because we had half of the registered voters in Seattle did not vote in this election.
And that was a surprisingly larger than expected turnout.
Those people hear that person might be hangry. I don't put that person in jail. The last thing I want to do, I want to swim upstream and find out what his problems are, whatever the statement was.
Well, it didn't get her
voters.
Vote.
Well, he doesn't care about her vote.
No, I think he was going after her voters with that. Don't you think? He's going after her inspired base.
I think he was aiming at that.
Yeah.
But what he should have been doing is thinking about all the people who are not voting and said, hey, you know what? Why don't we be adults? If somebody's broken the law 8 times, we obviously can't have them on the street. They have a propensity for continuing to break the law. Go ahead, Lou.
And it seems like I think I would agree with you. I think he was not going for a more moderate base there. Because you would think that he's the left progressive candidate. He's already got those votes. He's got to go and he's got to seek out other votes. However, I used to be a PR professional, and speaking from that experience and through that lens,
interesting.
As soon as you. Because he tried to change the narrative there as well. He's come back on, and I've seen him, especially in the last throes of his campaign here, he would say, I could have answered that better or in a different way. Or, well, by then, the train's left the station.
That was cast.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Once you lose narrative or you mess up on the narrative a little bit, very difficult to change that narrative, because what do other people do when you have gaps in your narrative then? They take that and they fill the gaps. And now they're taking your messaging or whatever, and they're twisting it, and they're running with their own narratives that suit their own needs and focus and goals and stuff like that.
Do you think as speaking as a former PR person who sees these things, do you think if he would have come out harder on the side of just no nonsense, if he had answered that definitively and just said, well, of course, somebody who breaks the law 8 times, we're going to get that person off the street. When they're in jail, maybe we can have those discussions, but at least establish, like when he says, I have no interest in locking that person up. If I'm running his campaign at that point, I'm like, Bruce, no, we're not saying we have no interest in not locking somebody up who's broken the law 8 times. Like, you need to be hard on these things, because she's definitely not going to be. Like, give the voters an option. Like, who are they voting for now? I think the same person.
I think the number one rule is, what are your goals? Establish those goals. What do you want? Who are you? And your goals should be based on your values, right? And then you develop your messaging that snap directly to those goals each and every time. The moment you start trying to change the messaging to try to, reach some people over here, over there, not only do you lose a sense of you lose the grip on your messaging, first of all, and that narrative, but you also then start kind of going out of the box of who you are and who your values are.
Your authenticity goes out the window.
At some point, you got to be who you are, and this is what I stand for, in my opinion. Or you're going to lose that narrative.
Even if it costs me the election, I think people respect that. I mean, if voters would be like, hey, you know what? At least this guy's willing to say it's not crazy. Somebody who's broken the law 8 times should be locked up.
To your earlier question, he lost this race.
It seems
more so than she won.
Now, both candidates have done that. Remember, she came out early on and talked about defunding police.
Yep.
Right.
And then changed that, and the answer more close to when it was the two of them running against each other, the answer became, and I'll remember this on Seattle's Morning News, it was, hey, you know what? It's 2025. No one's talking about defunding the police anymore. And then it went from there. So, it's what I mean by that is this. It's very difficult to stay in your lane a lot of times, I believe, because you want sometimes to talk about what people want to hear. Maybe they want to hear this,
and just getting counsel
rather than
for that.
sticking to your guns and going down that path.
And is this bad advice given to Bruce Harrell?
Don't know.
Bad advice given to Katie Wilson? We don't know.
Yeah. Boy, I'd love to be a fly on those walls, though. Wouldn't we all?
Yeah.
I want to read the book.
Fascinating. 91 votes. That's insane.
It's insane.
I mean, that's just the odds of that happening.
We're not done. We're not going to be done until Thanksgiving.
Ballot drop today, though, right?
Ballot drop today at 4. We'll see what happens today.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Chris Sullivan is going to join us next. Chris is going wild on social media, and we got to address this issue. We got picture evidence. If you're not watching on YouTube, you should be. Go check us out at KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Jake and Spike Show Live. We'll get into that next with Chris. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300, 206-656-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Guys, tired all the time, gaining weight, low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Thank you, Dr. Wagner. I have a really bad left hip. In fact, this other doctor's like, well, you're going to have to get a hip replacement. I was like, oh, my God. He goes, how old are you? I told him, well, you're going to have to wait a couple of years because we don't want you to wear the hip out. We want you and the hip to both go to heaven together. I was like, well, in the meantime, well, try stretching, aspirin. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm in pain. I can't sleep. I could barely walk. I'd get off a plane and I'm like struggling to even make it down the ramp. I go to see Dr. Wagner. He explains to me how the stem cell procedure works. It's 90 minutes, and I'm telling you right now, I love it. So rather than surgery, make an appointment to see Dr. Wagner. It could be the game changer for you, like it's been for a whole bunch of other people as well. So whether it's your hip or your wrist or your shoulder, your knee, check out Dr. Mark Wagner. I'm telling you right now, stem cell procedure could be the answer for you, as it's been for me. You want to find out more? drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Carpoolers using the SR 167 Express toll lanes now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having Good to Go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Ceremonies across the U.S. on this Veterans Day. That one at Arlington National Cemetery. People are honoring veterans today at Seattle's Evergreen Washelli Cemetery and Bellevue's Sunset Hills Memorial Park. CBS's Charlie D'Agata went to a gathering of veterans to hear how they are being affected by the government shutdown.
The amount of government programs that they rely on a monthly, daily, weekly basis that are currently out of their reach. And somebody there mentioned active service members. That, too, has had an impact. We are waiting for the next paycheck, which is supposed to be November 15th. To put it lightly, they've been tightening their belts for the past 2 months.
And some are relying on food banks. A bill to end the government shutdown is heading to the House after finally passing the Senate. 7 Democrats and an independent crossed party lines after Senate Republicans promised to consider extending health care tax credits next month. But there's no guarantee Republicans in the House will. Flight restrictions at the nation's airports rose to 6% today as air traffic controllers continue to call in sick rather than work without pay during this shutdown. KIRO 7 TV's Samantha Lomibao has more from SeaTac Airport.
Phyllis Smith and her husband, John, they're headed out for a family vacation. It's not all going as planned.
Some of our family members actually canceled because they have small children and they didn't want to deal with it.
The FAA started cutting flights last Friday. Aviation analyst John Nance says even when the government reopens, the problems are far from fixed.
It's going to take time. Airplanes and crews are going to be in the wrong place. We're going to have to reconstruct many of the schedules for the airlines.
Holiday travel could be a nightmare.
For the first time in the Seattle mayoral race, incumbent Bruce Harrell is behind. The latest ballot count putting challenger Katie Wilson up by 91 points. When all the votes are counted, there may well be a recount. Republican strategist Randy Pepple tells KIRO News Radio.
Certification isn't until November 25th, so you could be waiting up until the Tuesday before Thanksgiving for the final word.
The latest ballot tally will be released at 4 this afternoon. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 541 points, NASDAQ down almost 50. KIRO News Radio traffic. In Seattle, a crash on Western Avenue at Madison Street is blocking the northbound lane. Use alternate routes. Also in Seattle, a disabled vehicle is blocking a lane on the I-5 northbound express lanes. It's really not affecting travel time, though. Seattle to Everett, 25 minutes. Travel times generally on time or better because of low volumes on this holiday. Traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly cloudy skies today with highs in the mid-50s. It is 54 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. I'm very excited. This guy is just a peach. Everybody loves him. They can't get enough of him. He's turning into a viral star. Spike,
Really?
I don't know if you knew this. If
I
you're
did
on
not
X,
know this.
At Chris Sullivan. Is that your X page, Chris?
No, I'm at News Guy Sully.
At News Guy Sully. You can follow him there on X. He's a wild follow. It's a lot of fun.
That's what it is. I've been following at Chris Sullivan, who's a B-rate Hallmark Movies actor.
Yeah, that is true. By the way, we got in a lot. He tried to sue me for my name when we joined the union for AFTRA.
No.
Yeah,
true?
He wanted because he was the original Chris Sullivan. I was like, yeah, whatever. I've never heard of you.
I think Spike was making a joke.
I
there.
was, but that's
no,
real?
but there was a guy back in the day when we joined the union, however many years ago in my career. There was a guy who was like, man outside office and man outside doctor was his like claim to fame.
Well, now he's been replaced by AI, so don't worry about it.
I don't really know.
He is totally, that's replaceable.
Sued
well,
for
I
your
think
name?
he sent me a letter saying, "Hey, you need to change your name for the union purposes. I don't want there to be any confusion." I'm like, "How could there be? You're an actor. I'm a news person in Portland at the time." I was like, what is going on here? It's kind of funny.
So take it up with my mom.
That's
Tell me.
hilarious.
That's
I was
her
like,
naming.
okay, I don't think there's any confusion, but not changing my name.
Okay, so
at News Guy Sully.
At News Guy Sully. Yep.
Yes, I oftentimes will retweet things that you're doing and comment on your posts. They're very funny. You do a lot of choke point stuff. # choke points.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Do you know why you're with us today, Chris?
I really don't. I have no idea.
Okay, we're going to get into that in just a second. It is kind of a surprise. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily like this is not an intervention.
Are you selling me a timeshare?
We do have an exciting opportunity we'd like to tell you about.
Okay, I only came for the free lunch.
Have you ever heard of vertical integration? Have you ever heard?
The words ground floor mean anything to you, Chris?
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
my 30 minutes is up.
I have noticed,
Here's your tickets.
Chris, I have noticed that you
Enjoy
are
cats.
very active on X and you post stuff for your choke points all the time.
Yeah, I used to use it as a way to promote Tommy to my son, go through all of his football exploits and stuff. And now that he's, out doing his own thing and out of college, I'm trying to, have a little more fun on mine and, promote the station and the stuff that we do.
We're going to show some pictures here for the audience who's listening. And what I've been noticing and watching gleefully, it's been great, although it did take a turn yesterday. The progression of News Guy Sully, the character. So back in 2023, we have pictures of this, which we're going to show everybody. Back in 2023 is the first one that I saw. It's like you on a construction site and you're wearing a yellow jacket.
Safety vest.
Right.
Yeah, safety vest,
Well,
yeah.
It wasn't a safety vest. It looked like it almost looked like a slicker. Like
I do have a safety coat as well. That's
safety coat.
But yeah, anytime I go into work zones, they, the rules are I got to, go by their rules.
Responsible broadcast journalist, investigative reporter. Yeah.
So what the audience is going to be seeing here and what's happening is you have you go there with the best of intentions and you're just a mild-mannered guy going out on these sites and you're wearing the stuff, but you don't look like you look like you. Right. You look like you.
Man of the people.
Man of the people. No beard or anything yet. Mm-hmm. And then at some point, I think you realize, like there's another picture where you're standing in between two construction guys who are actually like working on the site, and you're kind of looking at the side to the right and left of you, and you're realizing these guys both have like burly man beards. I need to do the same if I'm going to be taken seriously on these sites. And now you have a burly man beard.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was the reason, but it may have subconsciously been because I started it this summer.
Yes, well, subconsciously these things kick in.
Okay, possible.
And then your guy kind of starts taking it at a level. Gone are the sleeves. You have a vest now, a sleeveless vest. And the guy is like you, but he's also kind of not exactly you. He's kind of like a Hollywood version of you. And he's just a little stronger. Am I right?
He's a little more swole.
He's a little more swole.
He's a little swole.
Yeah. How would you describe this guy?
So basically what we started doing is we're using AI a little bit more at the station for a variety of reasons. And I've been afraid of AI. I still am because ever since I saw Terminator, obviously. So I've started playing with it a little bit. The station wants me to dabble and do some. So the first thing I immediately started doing was making like memes of myself, using my own pictures of myself, and then putting them in traffic situations. In fact, it started with our boss, my boss, Frank Lindsay, the news director. He created a little bobblehead of me and put it on the hood of a car using AI as a picture. And I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. And then, but I didn't like it. He looked like, a little fatter version of me. So I decided to go the opposite direction and made me basically look like a bodybuilder with every possible transportation-related thought bubble coming out of my mouth.
Don't cross the double white line.
Zipper merge.
Yeah.
And so, I've been having a little fun with AI Sully.
I do feel like we do have to claw back a little bit of credit here because, Spike, I seem to remember that you and I came up with a Sully as kind of a Moses character.
He brought down the rules of the road, brought them down from the mountains.
Yes.
With a hat.
10 driving commandments.
Did he have a hat on, or was it
we
just
had a
beard?
safety cone. Remember the safety?
Safety cone is ahead. By the way, I have created one of me as a traffic pharaoh that has a giant golden necklace that has a gold safety cone at the bottom of it.
Perfect.
I'm not sure if you have that one, but I've got a bunch that you don't even know about that you can start posting up here anytime that are really funny.
We're going to post them for the...
Yeah, but my profile...
Kind of gets to the point why we're here today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the one that I saw today is literally, it's you, but it's not you. It's like, it's Swole Sully.
It's Captain Choke Point, if I may coin a phrase.
Choke Point is a great name, actually.
Because he really... And here's what I think's happening. choke points are so valuable. I mean, and they benefit the community so much. And they have become larger than life in the way that they help people and save the city, if I may steal a metaphor.
Oh, thank you.
Well, that deserves a champion, a face of the movement. And you are. That's big toe.
He's not just a big toe.
Well, yeah, no one survives without their big toe.
Face. It's not just a face. It's two arms.
It takes a bigger than life guy to make this happen.
And that guy is ripped.
Swole.
And what's your wife think of Captain Choke Point?
Well, considering I look like these memes in real life, I mean, she deals with this on a daily basis.
Yeah. Okay.
And to be fair, this has always come off something I've always wanted selfishly to be on a billboard. Jumping away from
the one today.
Massive explosion, yelling at people to zipper merge. So what I did is created a thing of me like jumping away from an explosion a la Schwarzenegger or Stallone, Van Damme, Latham, all those just but a choke point behind me. But it's just, I don't know, just kind of silly. So I've started putting them out now for my choke point promotions like the day before.
All right, so we've taken it to the next. What I'm worried about though is that it's going to evolve into something a little beyond reality, which is what we've already seen, sadly.
So what, you're making a movie out of my life?
Well, here, I want to show you this, Chris.
With your permission
We've
and your
made
blessing.
This is what AI lets us do. So this is this is the one you started with today.
Yeah, kind of,
This is you in front of the thing. And then what we had to do is like just the natural progression of things is, of course, you're going to be saving a falling baby from the sky, grabbing a sandwich and catching it and eating it, and then yelling at us to drive safe. And all of this video, if people are watching on YouTube right now, you can see this. What's amazing about this, though, is that this is not far off from where you're currently at.
I mean, that's that for that one particular one I did for choke points. It's not particularly swole. I still look rather thick around the Midlands. It's not like the one which is now my profile picture, which is me sitting there in the sleeveless vest, like just ripped to shreds.
Yeah, you do look like you should be on the Expendables or something.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm of age. Yourself into the Expendables.
I'm of age, so but it would be that would be well. Thank you. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I hope that this is also making all your dreams come true of being on a billboard. And I assume your wife is also loving these.
Oh, of course.
You're looking very good.
Yeah, she loves them. Okay, she really does it. She's not on social as much as I am, obviously, but I think it's also just kind of a fun way. Poke fun at yourself.
Yeah.
We're news people. Entertainment. We're content people. We're doing much more stuff on video. I mean, you can't take yourself super seriously, right?
Don't lose sight
I'm
of
not there telling you what to do and not to do on the roads. It's not my personality either. It was just poke a little fun at yourself, have some fun.
Our fears are
okay, good.
With
no ego, no worry about. I don't care. Just have some fun. I'm a part of the community and I enjoy having fun.
We brought you in here to applaud you because we do. I love these. I think these are super funny. And if you guys are not already seeing them, you should be watching them on it.
It's hard to get people's attention in today's social media culture. Yeah. And you deliver, I'm serious, you deliver serious, valuable information.
Don't give them too much actual credit. That would be dangerous.
I mean, I like to provide things that people that need on the roads, obviously. But if I can do it in a fun way that gets them there, instead of preaching at them the whole time,
just don't forget who's in there behind the muscles. It's still you.
Yeah.
Still you, buddy.
That'll be my bio.
You know what, Chris
Sullivan, behind the muscles.
We like you just the way you are. You don't need to be a fake AI guy. We like you just the way you are.
Yeah, you notice I did keep the beard gray and white in all of those as well.
I know. It works. It's working for you.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, buddy. Happy to have you. All right. I want you guys to stick around. When we come back, today is a very special day. It's Veterans Day. We get to honor some of the veterans in our lives. And Spike and I are going to talk a little bit about that and why it's so meaningful to us. And hopefully it is to you as well. All right. We will be right back. Stick around.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way.
That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger. But your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Carpoolers using the SR-167 express toll lanes now need a flex pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having good to go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Looking for high-quality assisted living that won't drain your life savings?
At Care Partners Living, we offer compassionate care at a price that helps stretch and preserve your estate. No unnecessary luxury, just the support you need with dignity and heart. And if you ever need to convert to Medicaid, you don't have to move. With communities across Washington and Arizona, including new locations in Port Orchard, Sumner, Mercer Island, and North Creek Bothell, there's a Care Partners community near you. Care Partners Living, compassionate care and peace of mind. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Welcome back to the show. Boy, it seems wrong to even speak over this music, doesn't it?
I couldn't tell how many times I've watched this series.
Band of Brothers.
Repeatedly.
Unbelievable.
Band of Brothers. Captain Dick Winters, Major Dick Winters, as we progress through.
Beautiful, beautiful storytelling. Amazing story. It's Veterans Day. We want to take just a few minutes to remember the veterans in our lives, and celebrate the veterans. I'm sorry.
Somebody pointed out
the people that I'm speaking about today are no longer with us, so for me, I am remembering. But this is, it's an amazing day to look back on all these amazing people in our lives that have helped keep us safe, and many of them made the ultimate sacrifice. Others just did an amazing job defending our nation, and then got to lead amazing lives afterwards. And who did you want to honor today on Veterans Day, Spike?
Well, my dad, Sergeant Gunther Frank Eichelberger, my stepdad, but my dad raised me.
Sure.
My dad served 2 tours in Vietnam, twice decorated, multiple times decorated, but twice wounded. And armored cavalry in the Black Horse in Vietnam, Black Horse Brigade, or I might be misspeaking, I apologize. The old man would drive a tank through the jungle, clearing roadways for troop movements. Yeah. And then came home, a veteran, freshly discharged to the States, married my mom with 2 young kids at home, raised me in a very military household.
Marrying somebody with 2 kids, it's a whole different kind of heroism.
Stepping up. Yeah, it really is.
It's a whole different thing.
And my dad lived his entire life with PTSD, in denial for the vast majority of his post-service life. Luckily, the VA stepped up and helped my dad figure out the health issues, the mental health issues that he needed help with. Mm-hmm. And he's just an inspiration and a wonderful man. It's an honor to thank him for his service today. He's down in Florida. I know he listens to the show via the internet.
That's fantastic.
I get texts about how ridiculous I sound when I write. I love it. I love the old man.
Isn't it funny how much more meaningful it is when you're young? You don't really understand what "thank you for your service" means.
No, you're right. You don't.
But the older you get, the more it hits home. My neighbor, who was in the Marines, his name is Robbie. I won't say his last name. He may not want me to say his last name if he disagrees with some of my politics. But
hey, Robbie. Thanks for fighting for our right.
Thank you for your service, Robbie.
Yeah.
Great dude, fantastic neighbor. We become dear friends. We're now raising our kids together in the neighborhood. I mean, it's a wonderful thing. So I want to highlight him. My cousin Josh, who was also a Marine, I want to highlight him. He's out there, loving life and raising his family. He's in Sacramento. I want to highlight also my father-in-law and an experience we got to have a year ago. He's no longer with us. He passed away last year. But it was so cool. My kid's school was it 2 years ago, before my father-in-law took kind of a downturn in his health. 2 years ago, they had this Veterans Day celebration, which was really, really cool because if anybody in your family was in the military, they could come to school and there was a special cookie thing set up. Man.
Take time, man. You're good.
It was really neat. We got to, it was such a simple thing. My kids got to sit with their father or their grandfather.
Yeah.
And just eat cookies and drink juice and talk about his time in the military and, in a little library, where they're surrounded by kids' books and at their school. And we got this picture of them in front of American flag. And it's pretty special.
Yeah, it is.
Special memory.
Everybody knows someone who has served, and not just those who served in combat, those who serve. All the things that we enjoy and get to do in our life. You and I especially, we have an amazing opportunity to to broadcast our thoughts.
Yeah, just say stupid stuff all day.
To share our lives.
What country can you do that in?
And the reason we can is because of those who serve.
Yeah.
In this nation.
He was my father-in-law, and again, this is a celebration of his time. This is not a Memorial Day. This is a celebration of veterans. But he was hilarious. When he got in the military, he enlisted in 1964. He was a
that's a tough time to sign up, man.
Tough time to sign up.
Was he drafted?
No, he enlisted.
Okay.
He was enlisted, and he went into the Air Force. He was an airman first class. Trained to load bombs.
Yeah.
And if you know my father-in-law, he's not like a guy you think would be loading bombs. So he loads bombs, but they realize pretty quickly that he's got an unbelievable artistic talent. And I've showed you some of the stuff that he's done. Spent his entire life making his living. He wrote books on watercolors and all these amazing things. They identify this when he's in his 20s in the military, in the Air Force. There is a part of the Air Force whose job it is to just do art.
Yes.
And so during Vietnam, his job was to do art for the Air Force.
Wonderful.
And
good for him.
So cool that he got to do that. And anyway, so I'm just celebrating anybody in your life. Thank you guys so much for your service.
Is it a national cemetery? With the service?
He's not. He's buried
a private cemetery.
Buried here.
My uncle Tom served in the Navy, Tom Stivers, and he's down in Tahoma National.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a pretty amazing thing to visit those. Yeah. And I know it's not Memorial Day.
No.
It's Veterans Day.
It's a celebration of everyone who serves. So thank you so much.
It's a positive day. Yeah.
We thank you for your service.
Thanks for telling that story, man.
Yeah. I was
Thanks for sharing that with me.
Happy to share that. All right. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Be right back.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit NourishingNeighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's NourishingNeighbors.com.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends and explore the lively nightlife scene. The Dining District at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
One day, the words on the page blur. You hold the menu a little farther away. It's subtle until it's not. At Near and Far Vision Partners, we help you see clearly, near, far, and in between. Expert surgeons, advanced technology, sharper focus for every moment. Schedule your complimentary consultation at nearandfarvision.com or call 425-900-2414. Near and Far Vision Partners in Bothell.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early. We're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on mynorthwest.com or in person at the station during regular business hours. Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at Progressive.com.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. President Trump at Arlington National Cemetery today paid tribute to veterans and also praised the deal to win the government shutdown.
A very big victory. We're opening up our country. Should have never been closed. Should have never been closed.
Nicole Killian on Capitol Hill with some details on the package.
This bill extends government funding through January 30th. It also reverses some of those layoffs of federal workers and also guarantees back pay for those who have been working without pay as well as those who are furloughed. And it does include some additional appropriations bills, including agriculture, which means that SNAP benefits, which is under the Department of Agriculture, that would be funded in full for a full year. So well beyond that January 30th deadline.
House members have been ordered back to Washington for a vote, but like many Americans, they'll likely face flight delays because of the air traffic controller shortages. Stacey Lynn reports.
Airlines canceled 6% of their flights today at some of the busiest airports in the country. That could go up to 10% by Friday. Even if the shutdown ends by then, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says things likely won't be back to 100% immediately.
It depends on, are we going to have air traffic controllers come into work? And if we have the controllers showing up,
then he says things should get back to normal fast. He also said he expects controllers to get their paychecks quickly.
Our controllers could be paid within 48 hours of the government opening.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
There is record-breaking cold in much of the nation, including the South. Meteorologist Jessica Birch says the Northeast is in for a winter-like blast.
It's still fall, but it definitely feels like winter. Anywhere from Pennsylvania all the way up into Maine, we're gearing up for some gusty conditions, and in the next 24 hours, wind speeds anywhere up to around 35 to 40 miles per hour. At the same time, snowfall totals will accumulate anywhere up to around 3 inches locally up into upstate New York.
Parts of the South have seen temperatures in the 20s. Jim Krasula reports on a huge recall involving infant formula.
A company called ByHeart is recalling all of its products sold nationwide. There's a growing outbreak of infant botulism linked to some of ByHeart's baby formula. At least 15 infants in 12 states have been sickened in the outbreak. All of the babies were hospitalized.
Actress Sally Kirkland has died. She appeared in many roles from The Sting to the Oscar-nominated Anna. She was also on TV shows like Roseanne. She was 84 years old. On Wall Street today, a mixed day for stocks. The Dow, though, was up 560 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
He told a man to stop smoking drugs on a bus. What happened next? Coming up. But first, KIRO News Radio traffic. In Seattle, the crash has been cleared from Western Avenue at Madison Street. If you're heading up to the mountains, Snoqualmie Pass is bare and mostly dry with no restrictions. Stevens Pass bare and wet with no restrictions. Low volumes on this holiday means your travel times are great. Everett to Seattle, 32 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 22. Renton to Bellevue, 13. And your lake bridges are clear. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. The family of a trucker, an innocent driver killed during a Lakewood police chase, is suing the city. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman spoke with the family's attorney.
A wild police chase in the South Sound.
They just got hit
ends in tragedy.
An innocent father and husband ended up dead.
57-year-old Bohdan Vetrov was hit by 3 teen suspects running away from police in a stolen Kia. Those teens were arrested, but Vetrov's family believes no one has been held accountable in his death. Mark Lindquist, who is representing the Vetrov family, argues not only is Lakewood police responsible, those officers also violated department and state law.
The family is suing for $28 million. Court documents show a man was shot in Seattle Friday after he told another passenger on a Metro bus to stop smoking fentanyl. They kept arguing as they got off the bus near 3rd and Pike, and the victim was shot in the leg. Police are still searching for the shooter. It's the season for holiday deliveries and porch pirates. Police say thieves often strike between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. when no one's home. Shopper Laura Lucht tells KIRO 7 TV she's hoping to avoid the problem altogether.
So I'm actually shifting my shopping patterns away from online shopping, where it's the in-personal shipping it to me, and hoping that package is where it needs to be when I get home.
Neighborhoods are also installing doorbell cameras, using secure lockers, and watching out for each other's deliveries. You're paying 14% more to eat out in Washington state than what you'd pay in other parts of the country. The Washington Hospitality Association says restaurants blame state and local regulations. In Seattle's mayor's race, now separated by just 91 votes, about 1,500 ballots are still sitting at elections headquarters waiting to be cured. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey explains if voters don't fix those signature issues soon, those ballots won't count.
In order to cure their ballot, King County Elections spokesperson Hilly Watkins says voters aren't in trouble. They just need to ask a voter if they were the one who voted their ballot.
It just takes a couple of minutes to resolve, but absolutely every vote matters.
Most of those 1,500 votes that need to be cured were not signed, or the signature doesn't look like it matches a voter's registration. Watkins says another 1,700 ballots won't count in the race because they were turned in too late. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly cloudy skies with highs in the mid-50s. It's 55 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Tons of stuff to get to. Lots of stuff to chat about. We're going to talk Seahawks in just a little bit, which is going to be fun. National media has basically all jumped on the Seahawks celebration train.
Yeah, where you been?
Everybody says they're the best.
Yeah. Now they say
now
it. Where you been?
We knew it. All right, we're going to talk some local politics here and some other stuff that I do think is interesting. I do want to talk about healthcare in a second, but I don't want to talk about it from a this side, that side thing.
Okay.
I'm interested to find out, how do you make healthcare less expensive?
Cool.
That would be
You're the
something
guy.
that we should also...
I heard there was somebody in America looking to do
Everybody wants that, but first they want to shout and scream at each other. But I do think it'd be interesting. Let's look at how expensive it has gotten, and let's all agree that we're not happy with the cost of healthcare. And then let's figure out how do we make it cheaper. Now, that's probably where the partisan debates come into play, but whatever. We'll get to that when we get to that. To start off, Jason Rantz from the Jason Rantz Show on Seattle Red 770 joins us now. Jason, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Jason, let's start with the mayoral debate. They're
separate. Race, not the debate.
Let's start with the mayoral race. Thank you, Spike.
I can see what you think debate.
Let's go back a couple of months.
Yeah, let's relitigate that disaster.
Let's start from the beginning.
Start from the very beginning. It's
very good place to start. Thank you.
All right. You have an article on SeattleRed.com. People can check it out right now, talking about this long wait to count the votes. It's trickling in. There's now like less than 7,000 votes, they say, that they still need to count in the Seattle mayoral race. They are separated by 91 votes right now. If you had to place a bet, if you were a betting man, which you are a betting man.
I'm a total gambling degenerate.
You're a gambling degenerate. People don't know that about you.
That was completely honest.
No, some people do know that about
I know that about you.
Yeah.
Well, now a lot of people know it.
Is it a problem if you make money at it? Overall, are you ahead?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, then it's not a problem.
You don't have a problem.
It's only a problem when you start losing.
You got the answers.
I can't stop, but it just so happens the last couple of years I've been doing really well.
But I wouldn't want to. But even if I could, I couldn't, but I wouldn't want to. So it's cool. All right, so if you were placing a bet right now on whether or not Katie Wilson was going to get a majority of the remaining votes, what would that bet be?
It's 100% sure. We talked about this last week, right? I mean, the idea, and I said this from the beginning, Bruce Harrell to possibly maybe survive this would have to get at least 8 percentage points up on day of, right?
Initial tally,
before knowing how many votes would come in. It's like you're not safe, but you could theoretically do it if you get 8. 10 points are going to be a little bit more difficult to overcome, but even then we've seen those kinds of swings. And I said that if at any point Katie Wilson is up by 1 or 2 votes, she's guaranteed to win.
Yeah.
Well, she's going to win. Now, the only thing that potentially can get in the way, I imagine that today's drop will go generally the same or maybe even accelerated in her favor today. The only thing that can get in the way is that, the 1,700 or so, or whatever it ends up becoming, ballots that need to be cured. We obviously don't know us specifically who are the people who have to have their votes cured. And in theory, depending on what the final tally is, you could perhaps, flip a race. It's extremely unlikely. I was talking with Aaron in the newsroom. We're trying to think of, can anyone anyone at any point remember a race that has been flipped because of ballot curing? I'm sure it's happened somewhere at some point, and you should do it. It's important, but it's very unlikely to change the results.
Yeah, it's unlikely because right now she has 133,469 votes. He has 133,378 votes. It's just so crazy to me that you have that many voters and they are just perfectly evenly split as it stands right now.
For now, I mean, at 4 o'clock when we get the update,
she might be 1,000 ahead.
Yeah,
she might be 3,000
a few thousand ahead. I know that there's only, what's the official
6,800
number?
or something left. Yeah,
2,000 automatic recount.
So I don't think we're going to get to the recount numbers.
Really?
But I think
she's just going to win.
Yeah, I don't think we know that today. I think we'll know that by Friday is my guess. But if the numbers continue to go in the direction that they're headed, she's going to obviously pick up steam. And it just so happened based on when we stopped the count yesterday that it was 91. But it's still, she's going to pick up some votes.
And they've been averaging about 25,000 counts to 30,000 per drop. Yeah. They've only got 6,800 left in the city of Seattle, uncounted.
Theoretically, they're done counting.
We should have more today, and even if it's 1,700.
I never assume it's going to end the way
they may have a long lunch. Who knows? And why did they take the weekend off? I'm going to let that go. Don't let it go.
These are the questions that need to be asked, and your article addresses some of these things. Why is this system takes so long? Why is it that we have...
By design, it takes long, and it's absolute lunacy.
Why do we put up with it?
An election is urgent. We shouldn't have to wait over a week to find out, unless there literally was day one, it was 50-50, and we don't know, and we're painstakingly going through every single... You should be counting votes 24/7. You should most definitely not be taking the weekend off.
It's not just me.
No, you're not crazy.
One election a year, maybe 2 if there's a special election. Right. This is what you're supposed to be doing. This is your entire goal. I get that they work hard leading into an election. I'm not disputing that, or at least I will pretend to think that so I don't get hate mail from these people. But when the election is over, your now main focus is to count the ballots, and it should not take this long.
And you're lucky, because if they do send you hate mail, it will be slow to get here.
If
they get it postmarked in time. 1,500 ballots were disqualified because they missed the 8 p.m. deadline.
Yeah, well, that happens.
At drop boxes.
I don't know what the number is historically, but that happens every single time. That's why day of, I always tell people, don't put it in the mail. We have this conversation all the time. If I'm dropping off my ballot at the mailbox outside of this building on the Tuesday of Election Day, and I do it after 11 a.m., not thinking, I do it at 12 p.m. Well, the pickup there is 11 a.m.
Yeah, you've missed it.
I missed it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you think that this obviously won't be certified until the 25th? That's what they're saying. That's the certification
date. That's the deadline, yeah.
Does it stretch beyond that with lawsuits? Even if she's ahead by 2,000 votes, what is Harold's...
it'll be done by the 24th or 25th. That's when they have to do it. They're not going to be able to get in the way of that.
Aren't they both lawyering up, though? Isn't this how this works?
Yeah, it gets escalated quickly. It's not. They're not going to
finish this fast.
Yeah, they're not changing the date here unless something happened that no one is aware about, and it's not going to happen.
Like they lose a ton of votes or they suddenly find.
Yeah, now the Herald campaign might pay to do a revote or a recount. I don't know if I can't remember if it was hand recount or tabulation.
The 2,000 threshold is the automatic machine recount.
Yeah.
I think if you request a hand recount to verify individual signatures, pardon me, I apologize for that. To verify
Why does this always?
I'm sorry. I don't, because I'm new to this. First off, it's my first day with a phone.
He says this, folks.
I don't know what this is, and I've never been on the air before, so I don't know how that works either.
Isn't that funny?
I apologize.
Yeah.
I got so worked
It's
up.
like a Motorola Razr.
It is. It's a flip phone. I got a Ladybug. It's great. It dials 8 people.
Big buttons. Easy to see.
Where was I? What was I about to go off on?
Recount. Hand recount.
Thank you. A hand recount. Can they challenge signatures? Because that's where it gets ugly, where you've got votes that have been cured. They're certified.
Explain to people what curing is. If you're just tuning in, you don't know what curing is.
Curing is, let's say you send in your ballot and it gets rejected for some reason. Maybe you
Signatures
didn't put
don't match,
the signature
you didn't do
on
this.
or it doesn't match. And so you get the opportunity to cure the issue by saying, oh, no, that is me. Here's the proof.
I can verify, yada, yada.
Here's my signature. And then maybe they update the signature. But that's what curing means.
And there are 1,700 ballots right now that are curable in possession of King County elections for the city of Seattle mayoral race.
For some reason, hasn't been counted. And again, it's usually because your signature doesn't match what they have on file. And all you have to do is then replace that. Now, the way that Harold can or Katie Wilson can challenge is by looking up the people who have been cured or contacting your voters to say, hey, did you get this notice? That's what it is. I don't think they can go in and check signatures.
Challenge
again, unless there was some sort of fraud that was claimed and it comes up in a court case, there's evidence. I don't think they can go in and do that.
Okay.
So
that's a privacy issue.
So this will end at some point. She will just be mayor. But Katie Wilson's going to be mayor.
This will end, and we will know by Friday who the winner is, no matter what the case is, no matter who challenges what. Because you're just going to look at the numbers, and you can historically look at results and say the chances of you get. So let's say of the 1,700, assuming the number stays that way, and let's just say that there's 1,000 votes separating the two. You're making this assumption, or someone would be making an assumption that all 1,700 are going to go in the direction of
he would
so-and-so.
Need 1,350 to her 350 to make up that.
It would likely be still a 55-ish% shift.
Yeah.
Okay, let's switch over from one local election to, this is not really an election, but it is politics, which we'll switch to in a second. Patty Murray has been posting a bunch of stuff. She voted no to reopen the government. She's been very loud about that. She's posting
15 times.
15 times. She keeps saying no. This is her latest X post.
And to be clear, it's her 23-year-old legislative aide.
She's not actually posting these?
I don't think she knows how to cut up video and put the chyrons on it, the captions.
Oh, I was giving her a ton of credit. Spike, I think she's posting.
Spike can't even figure out how to turn off his phone. You think Patty Murray knows what she's doing?
He's not using a real phone. I assume that they teach these people how to use phones.
No, the last time she tried to tweet.
Murray version of Doodlebug.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
The Ladybug.
She actually advertises
comes
for
with
them.
The sneakers on the back. It's great.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So what's her message?
Just what she said.
Regardless of who said, because nobody does their own social media posts in politics. You can tell by the misspellings and the old capitalizations.
You don't think Trump does his own?
Oh, I know he does, because who else up at 3 in the morning sitting on the toilet? You got an aide sitting on the toilet at 3 in the morning to post? No, the president does that himself. Go on.
Patty Murray says this. She says, I voted no tonight because we have to address the MAGA healthcare hike. By refusing to work with Democrats on a solution before open enrollment started, Republicans have already pushed millions of Americans off the healthcare cliff. She posted that, I believe that was yesterday at 6:19 p.m. Then she posted also yesterday at 4:30 p.m. She's posting a lot. So if this is one of her legislative aides, then I think they should
They're earning their
get
money,
extra.
huh?
Well, they should get extra money. She says no one should doubt for a single second who is to blame for skyrocketing healthcare costs. Republicans and Republicans alone. And families across the country will pay the price for Republican inaction every single month. My question about that is, do people believe that the reason that healthcare costs are so high squarely sits on the shoulders of Republicans and Republicans alone, as she has said here in her X post? Do you think people actually believe that?
Democrat voters probably believe it. Republicans know that that's not true. And somewhere in the middle, people say, honestly, it's probably a mix of both.
And I would say Democrats know that's not true. Or know it's true. Republican voters probably don't believe it.
Because Republicans are right on this particular one.
Question for you. Do you think that that's true? The high healthcare costs are because of Republicans and Republicans alone?
I think that when you put a bill in place that doesn't have any negotiation with the other side, and I'm talking about this particular big, beautiful bill that ends the ACA subsidies that were put in place during the pandemic.
Yes.
Okay. And
they don't. Well, it doesn't end it.
They
It
did
doesn't
not
renew
extend
them.
it.
It
That's
doesn't
the
renew them.
difference.
Yes.
That's semantics. They're ending. They're
Who
not
ended
being
them, though?
they're not being renewed.
But who wrote the law that ended them?
The law was written.
Who sunsetted them?
The law was written by Democrats and it sunset after 3
Continue
years.
then. Sorry.
And if you're going to go there, the same sunset law that was written in the tax cuts for the Trump administration bill, which were set by Republicans to sunset, Republicans decided to extend those. Republicans could just have easily decided to extend the health care cuts.
But if they went away, would you credit Republicans for sunsetting them?
It doesn't matter who sunset them.
But it does matter who's sunsetting if you're blaming the other side for the sunset. So when this was written, when this was decided, Democrats had total control of the House and the Senate and the White House, and they didn't have to do the sunset. And the reason why it was sunset was because it was done during COVID.
Right.
And clearly, we agree that the intent was not for it to be there forever. Otherwise, they would have been able to do that.
Exactly. I would wholeheartedly agree. I would wholeheartedly agree with that.
So when she says nobody should doubt for a single second who's to blame for skyrocketing healthcare costs, Republicans alone, that seems like
that's hack partisan. Of course it is.
Well,
Both sides
seems
do
like
that.
Disingenuous though for her to say that.
And to point out one side being hypocritical and disingenuous, I think is in itself hypocritical. Because everybody does that.
To be fair,
posturing.
when we started this segment, remember I said it would be fun. We should talk about healthcare. Let's try not to be partisan about it. Let's just talk about the healthcare costs. Do we all agree that healthcare's got really, really expensive?
Oh, absolutely. Incredibly, ridiculously so.
Now, Jason, why do you think healthcare has gotten so expensive?
There's a ton of different reasons.
Yeah,
I mean, the reality is, pushing aside the insurance company aspect to this, which is a big piece of this, there's no doubt, but good luck trying to figure that out. I wouldn't even know where to begin. The quote-unquote Affordable Care Act was never designed to truly be affordable unless you're constantly subsidizing it with other people's money, making it affordable for a percentage of the American people who rely on it, but that doesn't make it actually affordable. So there are things you can start to do to cut out some of the costs associated with this, like, for example, changing the eligibility rates so that someone who, and this is something that was done in the Big Beautiful Bill, which is basically saying, at least on the Medicaid side of things, hey, if you are able-bodied and you are choosing not to even look for work, well, then you're no longer going to be eligible for this. And the intent, of course, is to get people who can otherwise find work to go ahead and at least look for work. And then ultimately, when they get it, they're on the private healthcare market and they no longer are contributing to the higher costs associated with Obamacare.
Is part of that, too, as long as you're looking for work, or you should also be volunteering?
You can volunteer,
I think,
40 hours a month or
again, if you're able-bodied. They're not saying that somebody sitting in a wheelchair has to suddenly figure out how to stand up.
And that's a when you actually pull that specific issue, taking out all of the talking points on either side, you just that is an issue. Always polls well because it's common sense. It makes sense to most people.
Yeah. I just feel like nobody's getting anywhere. They keep screaming about healthcare stuff, and we all recognize that there is a problem, that it's very, very expensive. Like, one of the things that I've noticed just personally that I've experienced, we have gone into places and we have gotten services and we give them our insurance and we get a bill for it and we go, whoa, that's really expensive. And sometimes, and in one case, this happened to us, we had, as it happens with kids, one kid gets sick, and 3 days later, the same thing happens to the next kid, and the dominoes fall. So everybody got sick. So we had at one point, and this was a fun week, we had 3 ear infections with our 3 older boys at the same time. And so we went in to get the antibiotics for the ear infections. We go in with the first kid, we give our insurance card, and there's a little sign by the window, but we don't think anything of it because we have good insurance through our company. Pay out of pocket is like $150 or whatever. So we do our insurance thing and we leave. The next kid comes in 2 days later. We do our insurance thing. They get the antibiotics. Everybody has an ear infection, and we go. So by the end of the week, we now have 3 kids who've had to get insurance stuff. Now, because of the deductibles, which were higher, like pretty high, we had to pay. We hadn't reached the deductibles yet on those kids, so each of those visits was $300. So we called back to and that's out of pocket because we hasn't hit our deductibles yet. So we called back to the insurance people. We're like, hey, you know what? We don't want you to be billed for this. We're just going to pay out of pocket. We'll save half the money.
Yeah.
So we go back to the place where we got to our doctor, and we said, we just want to be billed out of pocket. We'll pay you right now. And they said, well, we're not going to do that because we know you have insurance. Because we get extra money if you have insurance pay.
Insurance company. Yeah.
And I said, well, this is only going to be $450 for us out of pocket. It's going to be $900 if we keep going through insurance. They said, well, that's not really our problem because we know you have insurance.
Yeah.
Those are little things that could be fixed. And they're not fixed.
Exactly.
Well, and they never get fixed because people keep saying like, oh, this is their fault or this is their fault. And then we're all just drowning in this insurance debt.
Here's one way to fix a whole lot of this. If your kids didn't have the ear infections, would you have saved $900?
Yes.
Okay. So the big picture of the MAHA movement has been to try to get people a little bit healthier, because the more unhealthy we are, the greater the strain on the healthcare system and how much money you're spending. And yesterday with this announcement with the hormone replacement black box warning, I mean, that's pretty consistent with this message of we're going to get you healthier.
Let's get people healthier and let's make it cheaper. Whoever can do it, I'm excited about. I don't care who it is. Just make it cheaper.
Well, are we too entrenched to ever have? I know we're running out of time.
We're out of time.
Single payer. Isn't the for-profit health insurance companies, isn't that the real problem we have?
If you can point to an area in this country that actually does that effectively without it being incredibly expensive due to a high tax rate, we'll have that conversation, but you're not going to be able to. That's the reality.
Yeah, I don't like the single payer idea.
Democrats can't even get that passed.
I like competition with the insurance companies. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We're going to be right back. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
And here is lefty Lenny Wilkins.
Remembering the legendary Lenny Wilkens.
Lenny Wilkens first suited up for the Sonics in 1968.
Head coach of Seattle's first champion.
And the Supersonics win their first ever NBA championship.
Icon in the community.
We're a better community when we take time to recognize one another.
Thanks, Coach. From a grateful city and KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Time is running out to save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. Now through the end of the month, save big on home comfort systems, generators, water heaters, and more. Plus, take advantage of 12-month interest-free financing and get your home winter ready before the chilly season starts. Trust the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest to be your dedicated home comfort company. Call Bob's today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Every time I turn around, my friends at Pure Talk give me one more reason to feel good about switching. This month, for instance, they're supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat veterans struggling with PTSD. The result? They're saving lives on both ends of the leash. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. I like being in business with an American wireless company who shares my values. Yeah, I appreciate unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and I bet you will too. But I think you'll really appreciate doing business with a company who gives back to the men and women who volunteered to defend our country. Just dial pound 250, say micro. With Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
I love the fact that Mike Novak sells more homes than anybody else. This guy works so hard. You know what's happening? People are selling their homes again. And if you don't have Mike Novak's name on that sign, well, you're wasting your time and your house is just going to be sitting on the market. Mike is so confident that he can sell your house quickly. And for more, you'll pay no commission if Mike Novak doesn't sell that home in 21 days. So go to meetthenovaks.com. I'll spell Novaks for you. Novaks. Meetthenovaks.com.
Cold is leaking and rocks are moving and moon is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, "Buy low, sell high." There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rierecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
What's your holiday tradition? For most, it's gathering with a joyful meal. Unfortunately, for many families, that tradition feels out of reach. To help, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors the next time you're at Safeway checkout or visit nourishingneighbors.com.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Flight cancellations are inching up to 6% today at SeaTac Airport. That's in compliance with that FAA order amid the government shutdown. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin reports from SEA.
Flight cancellations are looming over everyone walking through Seattle-Tacoma International Airport.
Did I think it was going to get this far? I think, unfortunately, the way our country is going, yeah, I kind of did have a feeling.
And if the shutdown doesn't end, on Thursday, the number of cancellations grows up to 8%, and on Friday, it'll go to 10%.
There's hope it does not come to that. The House could approve a measure to reopen the government tomorrow night and send it to the president's desk for his signature. Aviation analyst Scott Hamilton says it'll still take time to get air traffic controllers back to work.
I would be very surprised if we went back to pre-government shutdown levels by Thanksgiving. That's just a couple of weeks away.
And he adds air traffic towers, they were already understaffed even before the shutdown. Now to the closing bell reports. A popular e-bike company in Seattle may be hitting the brakes permanently. KIRO 7 TV's Dee Dee Sun explains.
Rad Power Bike says it might have to shut down for good after struggling to recover from its rapid growth during the pandemic. The company says it failed to secure new funding and now plans to lay off 64 workers in Seattle, most of their employees.
Now, leaders say they are exploring options to stay alive, but Rad Power told workers the company could shutter early next year. A new study shows Washington has the highest restaurant prices in the continental U.S. The Washington Hospitality Association tells the Seattle Times menu prices here are nearly 14% above the national average. Seattle prices are 17% higher, second only to San Francisco among 20 major U.S. cities. Mixed results at the close today on Wall Street. The Dow up 560. S&P also gained 14, but the Nasdaq fell 59 points. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 1:33. Here's Ted Beener.
All right, thanks, Aaron. This traffic report is brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. The Hood Canal Bridge just closed for marine traffic, so be aware of that. Otherwise, your Veterans Day traffic volumes are relatively light, but there are slowdowns to be aware of. For instance, southbound I-5 is sluggish from Northgate to the Ship Canal Bridge, and northbound I-5 is solid from downtown to 85th. 405 slows in both directions through Canyon Park. Northbound 405 slows approaching the 522 interchange, and southbound 405 has brake lights through the Coal Creek Parkway construction zone. And of course, northbound 167 has the usual slowdown approaching the bridge strike area there in Pacific. The Narrows Bridge and Lake Bridges are doing well. Drive times, Bellevue to Renton is just about 16 minutes. Renton to Puyallup, that's 36 minutes. Seattle to Tacoma, 40 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia is 35 minutes. Heading north, Seattle or Bellevue to Everett are both close to 30 minutes. For the first time ever, Lake Washington Windows and Doors is offering 0% interest for 60 months and 15% off windows and doors. Visit lakewashingtonwindow.com today. I'm Ted Beener with KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic.
Thank you, Ted. Your forecast brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. We are dry this afternoon with sun breaks and highs in the mid to upper 50s. Showers return tomorrow night. Right now, 55 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, yesterday, I see an alarming trend happening in the news, Spike. Fast food places where I guess not all fast food, but some places that serve burgers, that's the wider thing. Okay. Places that serve hamburgers are going out of business.
Tough time in the industry, you bet.
So we mentioned yesterday that Red Robin has said that they are likely going to be closing 70 of their, I think they have like 460-ish approximately locations nationwide. And they're going to be shutting down about 70 of those, I think. Was that the number?
Yes, that's right? Exactly right. Yeah.
We don't know how many of those are going to be locally here, but obviously we're interested in that, being the local ties. And then I saw this today. Wendy's plans on closing. I guess Wendy's missed some third quarter thing that they wanted to hit.
The earnings estimations didn't come in.
Wasn't good. And so they have indicated that the company said it's expected a, quote, mid-single-digit percentage of U.S. closures for its locations. So if you take how many they have nationwide, 6,000-ish, and you take mid-single digits, which let's call it 5%, we're looking at somewhere around 300 Wendy's locations. So where are those Wendy's going to be? Are they going to be locally here? I imagine some of them. And are you a Wendy's fan? Do you like eating at Wendy's?
I try not to eat fast food if I can avoid it. It's been my assertion for the longest of times that every time somebody hands you food through a window, it's a day off the end of your life.
Ooh.
It shortens your life by one day. Every time you take food through a window.
You might be right about that.
Right? So that being said, what
kind of life are you living if you never eat fast food?
Right. I mean,
Sometimes
I can't avoid it.
It tastes real good.
Sometimes it tastes great.
Yeah.
Well, it tastes great every time. It's the salt and grease. It's a great, tasty combination. I like Wendy's. I haven't been there in a long time. Maybe I'm the reason they're going out of business. Maybe they lost guys like me.
They lost guys like you a long time ago, even though they have their incredibly clever marketing campaigns.
It certainly is a big bun. It's a very big bun. Big fluffy bun. It's a very big fluffy bun. Where's the beef?
Some hamburger places give you a lot less beef on a lot of bun.
Where's the beef?
At Wendy's, we serve a hamburger we modestly call a single. And Wendy's single has more beef than the Whopper or Big Mac. At Wendy's, you get more beef and less bun.
Hey, where's the beef? I don't think there's anybody back there.
You want something better. You're Wendy's kind of people.
You know what's funny about that ad? That came out before I was born.
Okay, wow, okay.
But it's so well known that anytime I think of Wendy's, everybody goes, where's the beef?
That was one of the most influential campaigns ever recorded. It took them from a small-time player to the 6th largest fast food chain in America.
Really?
That generated over $292 million in business. They tribute to that ad campaign and the follow-up with the other lady, the Where's the Beef lady, driving around in a car.
Yeah.
With the other two in the background, bouncing back and forth in the backseat as she's trying to, and she pulls up to some golden arches, and she pulls up to a crown.
Oh, I see what
it was
they're doing.
Smart advertising. But Wendy's, never frozen was their mantra, right?
Fresh ingredients.
Right. Their patties were never frozen. The only fast food burger place, coast-to-coast burger place that could say never frozen meat patties.
They do say that's where they're going to try to focus their advertising going forward. It's just to highlight that they have freshness.
Yeah.
I would say also that the Square Burger.
Square Burger?
Do they still have the Square Burger?
Still got the square patty, yeah.
They're sticking in with that?
That's what they're doing.
I mean, everybody else has the circle.
Yeah.
Seems to be working for them.
Why don't you go with square bun then? Prosciutto bun or something,
Do something different.
Do something
Square
different.
thing seems
Having
like a
that meat
novelty.
hanging out the side of your burger, it was cute.
Yeah, we get it.
Not a deal breaker. I'm not gonna base my where the burger tips. Is that a special side burger tips? You cut those off, make it a round burger, and sell those separate burger tips.
Isn't that a strange thing that's their marketing campaign? It's like we have a square burger.
But differentiating yourself, any little difference you can find, man. Where's the beef is bigger meat. That hits home.
Yeah, people like getting a good deal.
Yeah.
They like making sure that they're getting
and
what they're
the
paying
ad's
for.
genius. There's three little ladies, and they got the sign behind them: "Home of the Big Bun."
Who doesn't love old ladies?
Massive bun, tiny little burger on it.
Yeah, I'm worried that Wendy's is facing a tough road to hoe.
What do you think the problem is?
No, but I used to go there too. They're not even on my radar anymore. The only reason I went to Wendy's is because they had baked potatoes and chili.
The bakes, yeah, I remember the chili,
which were really good. And they had you could get a baked potato with what's the stuff on little green stuff?
Chives.
Chives. You get
Sour
baked
cream,
chives,
bacon, fully loaded.
And remember they
Boom.
had those little packets, the little sour cream packets that you squeeze on there.
Yes.
No fast food has baked potatoes, and they were delicious, and I loved them. And now
they just got fries, right?
Do they? They must have baked potato stuff.
Do
They
they
get rid of baked potatoes.
How are they? Nobody's losing.
Dumbest thing in the world
potatoes.
if they got rid of that. But I haven't gone to Wendy's in years. I'm just like you. They're not even on my. My kids don't have an association with Wendy's, and you only go to fast food. I didn't eat fast food for 15 years.
And then
I had children, and the convenience of McDonald's kicked in, and you go like, all right, they like cheesy burgers. We're happy to do it. Do they still have baked potatoes?
Wendy's still has baked potatoes on their menu.
Doesn't that sound so good right now?
All U.S. locations, yeah.
Wouldn't you eat the heck out of that right now?
I would eat the pants off a baked potato right now. Sure would.
It doesn't even come with pants, so you're already halfway there.
I think it's an Irish statement. I don't know.
Did you see, speaking of local fast food, did you see that our restaurant prices in Washington State?
I heard that from Granillo.
We set a record, which is very exciting. Unless you want a deal.
You get a gas can with it? Why is that so expensive?
We are the number one most expensive place to buy fast food. Not just fast food, like restaurant food.
Oh,
yes, you sit down in a restaurant, it's going to be, they say in Seattle, eating out costs 17% more than it does across the rest of 20 major U.S. cities. There's a new study. That's ahead of New York, ahead of San Francisco. Food here is so expensive. And one of the big deals here is we have these super high minimum wages that they always talk about, like, oh, isn't that exciting? We have super high minimum wages and yada, yada, yada.
Well, cost of living. They call it a living wage.
You always say that, Spike.
I do.
But that's not true.
It is true.
Okay, is the cost of living in Seattle the same? I'm sorry, is the cost of living in Seattle and Everett the same?
No.
Okay, then why do they have the same minimum wage?
They feel they can't attract the workers without paying a living wage. I should say.
Everett's like, what I'm going to do? I'm going to attract people living in Seattle to drive up here
to work in Everett.
To Everett. I don't think that's happening.
Is it all wages with the 17? Isn't it also like taxation?
It's regulation and taxes,
right? Because like hospitality taxes, things like that.
Yep.
The city wants to get the tourists who come to town, the visitors to the city. They figure they can get the money from visitors and not just the residents. That's one of the benefits of doing these taxes.
It costs them a lot. The Washington Hospitality Association says if you add up all the little things, it's very expensive to do business here. They said that doesn't mean it's not worth it, but it's becoming more and more
make it hard,
more and more expensive to even consider starting a business here.
I heard an interview with a restaurant, an interviewer or a restaurant owner of a big, with a nationally known chef who owns a chain, a lot of restaurants.
Sure.
He's saying its food prices are astronomical right now.
I'm sure
we all know
a huge part of that.
Beef especially, but also service prices. To your point, labor prices, I should say. You couple the cost of food, the cost of your servers, labor, And then, the living wage I'm talking about. And then the different hikes, the taxes.
All of that.
Different fees. How can anybody run a restaurant in this town? It's already, didn't we have the lowest margin of profit margin in Seattle? Was or Washington State, I should say.
Of anywhere in the country.
Right?
Yeah.
A 1.4% profit margin, I think it was.
Why would, if somebody's thinking about investing in a business, why would you do it here where it's already so astronomically hard to be successful?
It takes a real labor of love, I guess, is your lifetime dream is to own a restaurant.
Yeah, I guess.
And you got illegal vendors on every corner.
Yeah.
Undercutting your business because the city won't go after the illegal vendors.
So it's not a recipe for success. Get it? Recipe.
I get it. It's really good.
Yeah, that's very cool. Thank you, Andrew. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We will be right back.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Trajan Wealth Management.
Saluting the bravest among us, the men and women who've served our country's armed forces across the Army, Marines, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard. Your selflessness and sacrifice are why we remain the land of the free because of the brave. Happy Veterans Day from KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Stacey Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate, noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit ProSculpt.com. For powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men, it's ProSculpt.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Do the holiday parties, tailgating, and family get-togethers have your liver working overtime? Let Active Liver help give your liver some relief at Amazon or VitaCost, CVS, Meijer Grocery, or ShopRite.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a Good-to-Go account, you'll now receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A Good-to-Go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
Welcome back to the show. All right, we're going to talk a little sports here for just a second. We're very excited about them. We're home teamers, obviously. We all love the Seahawks. We all see their potential. We all know that they're going all the way. But what's really nice is when you have the national sports media who, correct me if I'm wrong, Spike, they tend to not look in this direction of the country. They don't really usually care about the Seahawks.
No, we don't get scheduled in primetime games.
Yes.
You know, it's all about the Eagles. It's all about the Rams, who get a lot of national attention because they're in the second largest TV market in America.
It's L.A., it's New York.
Yeah.
That's who they seem to always
give attention to. They love the Eagles. They love the Chiefs. Love Chiefs because they're winners, you know.
The Patriots have a long history, so they've had a long time of, they were winning, obviously. They established themselves as winners, and they're doing well right now. But like you said, they're playing kind of like dog teams. So
they have two wins against teams with 2 wins or more on their records.
Yeah.
They've been beating up on a lot of dogs. And the Broncos are red hot, but they've been beating like mediocre teams by 1 or 3 points all the way down their schedule.
Seahawks are crushing.
Hawks have been they've had 4 wins where they scored 35 points or more or something. Yeah. I mean, they're whipping. As Lefko said yesterday, he joined our show, they're supposed to beat these lesser teams, but they're annihilating these lesser. They're not playing.
They're setting themselves
the Cardinals tight.
Huge.
But here comes the biggest game on the schedule for first place at Los Angeles this Sunday.
So it's a 1 o'clock game.
1 o'clock
Sunday.
Sunday down in L.A.
They do these flex games, so they will move them to a bigger market, so like a Sunday night game. Last week when they played against the Commanders,
right?
Everybody was like, "Oh, how fun! They're the only team on." Everybody got to see how the Seahawks just dominated.
That's when the national media started. Oh my gosh, look what's happening in Seattle!
This is amazing.
Right?
Is it possible? Could they flex that game on Sunday? Like when does that all happen? When does that kick in? How do they make those decisions?
So the NFL has some real strict rules about flexing. You can only flex 2 games a week. Up until week 10.
Okay.
So they could flex to Sunday night, except here's the problem. Sunday night's game this week is a pretty big game. It's the Eagles playing. Who are they playing? I just looked up a second ago.
Is it Lions?
Eagles and Lions.
Lions.
Which is a marquee
Lions
game.
Are
Eagles are 7-2, national interest. Lions are on a bit of a tear themselves. They got a winning record. They're playing for a lead in their division, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to get the Eagles flexed out. If it was the Jets and Dolphins or somebody, for example, Monday night this week, is like the Cowboys.
Do they ever move them over to Monday night, or is that usually not happen?
You can't flex Monday night until week 12.
Ugh.
Right. You can flex any.
Whatever.
You can flex 2 games a week up until week 10. From a week 11 on, they can flex as many games as they want. I mean, your question about flexing is a great question because the NFL can, starting on week 11 next week, they can move as many games as they want. They can put these marquee matchups in prime time marquee time slots.
And is it any time after week 5 they can start flexing?
They can start flexing.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they're limited to 2
per
week
through week 10.
All right.
And again, you can't flex anybody into Monday until week 12.
The amount of national attention that the Seahawks are getting, obviously when they had their Super Bowl run and then their subsequent run.
We were the toast of the town for a couple, 3 years, yeah.
We got a taste of it, and it was nice, but then the attention and the spotlight kind of went away, and they weren't caring about us as much.
Yes. Yeah.
But everybody's excited about the Seahawks right now. This is Pat McAfee on ESPN. He was talking about the Seahawks. This is pretty great. And then I have a cut from Stephen A. Smith, who just goes wild for the Seahawks. But listen to this.
The Seattle Seahawks team is hilarious.
Jeez. Yeah, real deal.
They are so good.
Good football team.
And we thought the Cardinals were good. We like the Cardinals.
Yeah.
The Cardinals might still be good. They had a couple touchdowns they put up there. This was a boat race early. This was a lot of points to no points in Seattle. And Jackson Smith and Jigba gets on the board early. But the Seattle Seahawks, outrageous how good they are. So good. Sam Darnold, so good. On the ground, so good. Through the sky, so good. Defensively, tough, hard-nosed, sound, gap control. It's like everything about him smells It's time to win a championship.
That's what people are saying.
Win a championship.
Yeah. This was Stephen A. Smith. I watched this. He has this thing where every week he does his top 5 teams of the week. So after week 10, at week 10, this is what he was saying. This is pretty great.
Week 9 is in the house. The NFL season here. Top 5 teams in the
week 9.
NFL right now. Keep in mind, the list is fluid. And number 1, give it to me. It's these boys.
Wow.
Okay. It's these boys. Wow.
It's a picture of the Seahawks.
Seattle Seahawks with that defense, their physicality, Sam Darnold being a leading candidate for league MVP, and Jigba being that dude picking up, Shaheed. These brothers right now have to be watched out for.
It's just so fun to see everybody seeing what we see up here, and it does feel like the Seahawks have something special.
And that's Stephen A. Smith's a national voice.
Yeah.
It's Smith and Jigba. It's not in Jigba. Smith ain't his middle name.
Yeah.
It's part of his last name.
See, but they're going to learn these names.
That's what I'm saying.
They're gonna learn
welcome
these
to the
names.
party. We're glad you're here.
Yeah.
There's room for everybody.
It's like that
Thanks for showing up.
Commanders defensive player. They said, "Are you worried about Jackson Smith
Who's
and Jigba?"
that?
And he goes, "I don't know who that is."
Yeah, now he's got his name tattooed on his backside. Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
Boom.
Crazy. Lots of fun.
That's fun.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. One more fantastic hour of broadcast radio coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The John Curley Show.
What is this world coming to? I ask you.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
I loved going to the dump there in Fremont before it became the transfer station. This guy pulls up, and from the back of his truck, he looked like he had his grandmother's entire house. And I just waited, and every time he'd throw something in, I would just spear it like a fish.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube, weekdays 3 to 7, and download the KIRO Newsradio app.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared